you know, there are those in positions of power who malign the pursuit of justice by intentionally associating the word conspiracy with the delirious hallucinations of unbalanced minds. Well, they're wrong. The real-world definition of conspiracy is simple: two or more persons agreeing to commit a crime. In short, they are everywhere, a constant component of daily events throughout our history, and are by no means the restless imaginings of an over-attentive audience. President Kennedy's assassination was the work of magicians. It was a stage trick, complete with accessories and fake mirrors, and when the curtain fell, the actors and even the scenery disappeared. The plotters were correct when they guessed that their crime would be concealed by shadows and silence that would be blamed on a madman and negligence. Turned, he wasn't a good dog. You know, like Noriega was a good dog, and then we had to get rid of him. And Hussein, he's a good dog, get rid of him. And Bin Laden, you notice how this happens? We enlist these people to help us get resources out of their country, and then we knock them off if they don't play right. Now know the names of the people in the CIA, in the FBI, and in the mob who were involved in the murder. I don't think there's one big grand conspiracy in the world. I think there's a lot of sharks, you know, multinational bankers, oil, whatever, that just go along, and every once in a while they have a common interest, and they get together and say, this guy's got to die, or we got to invade this country. But a lot of them are at odds with each other until, you know, you got to whack someone or start a war. Yes, Senator Robert Kennedy had said the only way you could find out who killed his brother is to become president. And so that's what happened to him. And as a matter of fact, the first call he made was to John McCone of the CIA, and he said, you bastards killed my brother.
You're the rat that killed my brother.
People who are, it's easy to marginalize people that question authority, because most people don't want to know that their government did an awful thing, or that their parents did an awful thing, or that their priest or rabbi did an awful thing. So when we start implicating the government, not as an institution, but elements within it, it takes people, it affects their brain. And it's true. If something happens, I've had discussions with highly intelligent people, and I've told them undeniable truths, and they just couldn't wrap their head around it. So I think there's a psychological element to that, but that's another book.